to slowly bring down this lizard. I've been paying attention a little more to my talking and a little less to my jungling than I should be, but that's okay. Because now I'm 4 and I have Pillar of Filth, and I'm going to be ready to gank soon. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to pop this health potion so that I'll have enough health to gank, and I'm going to look at the lane. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to head over to this wolf camp in case I can't gank someone. But what I'm going to see is that while mid lane is still pretty even, top lane is overextended. Ethan is too far forwards. Don't move back, Ethan. Not necessarily too far forwards, but far forwards. What this means is that Ethan is a prime target for a gank. When he's over here in the bushes, what I will do is I will run up here, I will ping, and I will get Adam to start a fight with him. Adam, go attack him. Ethan is going to take this bait, and he's going to be like, oh, I can fucking kill this total noob niddly. Adam has to back the fuck up. Okay, Adam stayed a little too long, so that's kind of a problem. But that's alright. Sometimes that happens, and we see that this is an awful lot like a real game, where sometimes your lane mates don't do necessarily what they should be doing. But what you saw there is that when the solo laner started a fight, it gave me a perfect opportunity to come in from behind. And if Adam had retreated slightly earlier, then he would have lived and I would have gotten that kill. Since this lane is clear, what I'm doing here is I'm pushing the lane all the way up to the turret, so that his turret kills as many of my team's creeps as possible. So that when Ethan comes back to lane, he gets as little XP as possible. He's lost like a wave and a half of XP. He should be halfway to 6 by now. Now I'm going to base, and I'm going to, or halfway to 6. He should be like halfway to 7, like most of the way to 7. Now I'm going to base because Adam's back and he can get XP. Here I'm going to buy my boots, and I'm going to buy most of my Blood Razor. Because we're going to talk also about how Wriggle's Lantern is the most important item for jungling. I'm going to buy more health potions, and I'm going to look for another gank. If there isn't a gank, you see that my 3 small camps are all back up, so I can go gank there. You see the bottom lane is empty because we put no one in it, so I could go cover bottom lane. But what's actually going to happen is that our mid lane is going to be pushed, or their mid lane is going to be pushed up. Ben is pushed up, and Ben, do you mind auto-attacking for a bit? As soon as you guys get done fighting? So yeah, just auto-attack the creeps, please. Phil's don't harass them.
One thing, I think you meant Razor, not Blood Razor?
Yeah, Madrid's Razors, because I'm getting reels. Thanks. So, you can see that Tristana auto-attacking has pushed the lane forwards. And even though Tristana's being cautious, if he wants to keep getting XP, he has to be way up there. So now when Philip starts a fight, by running up, Ben, just get hooked. Or just get punched. What happens is that I can run in behind the Tristana. Now Tristana probably could have escaped that if I hadn't asked Ben to die there. But what she would have cost her is probably a summoner spell. And here's the other important thing about ganks. Ethan, do you have Ghost up still?
I'm on it.
Ethan?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Here's the other important thing about ganks that we're about to demonstrate. Adam, start a fight, please.
Sorry, I was lagged out there. Were you talking?
I'm just getting Adam to start a fight with you. So fight him? Because you can take him. I'm going to come in. Ethan's going to be like, oh shit, I can't live, and he's going to run away. But since he spent Ghost, which is on a 3-minute cooldown, he's used a lot of resources getting away. Which makes that gank totally worth it. You don't have to get kills for a gank to be worth it. If you put them down on health, down on spells, so Ethan used his ultimate, and his summoner spell, then you've accomplished a ton in the gank to set your lane ahead. A very common mistake in the jungle is for people to think that they have to get a kill in order for it to be worth it, until they dive turrets. But now we'll see if Adam backs up and lets Ethan push a bit. These are artificial game situations, but you'll start to recognize these patterns a lot. You'll see that people do this an awful lot. So Ethan's pushed. I'm still in the area because I just ganked him. But now Ethan's pushing again. And now he doesn't have ult, or he may have just got ult back. He doesn't have Ghost, and he's probably dead meat. Although not, because I totally missed my, I fucked up my pill. Here, we're gonna try diving. And the important thing about tower diving, there's two important things about tower diving. Firstly, like Adam did, both players have to go in. If your teammate tower dives, you also have to tower dive. The second important thing about tower diving is if you go 1-for-1 and the jungler dies and the solo lane on the other team dies, it was worth it. Because the solo lane has more gold and is worth more XP than the jungler. Ethan's level 8, I'm level 7. So Adam and I got more XP. Adam got an assist for that, and the assist gold does not subtract from the kill gold. It comes out of a separate pool, which means our team got more gold overall, and a less important person died. And since Ethan's been set behind so much by these ganks, it's giving Adam a tremendous advantage in the lane, time to free farm, and stuff to do. I'm going to come over here, I'm going to get this blue. You'll notice that now that I have my Wriggles, I no longer need to spend health potions ever. This is pretty much true for all junglers. Once you get your Wriggles, you can jungle quickly and easily with no effort. That's what makes it such a good item. The other thing is the free ward is extremely powerful. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place this ward in a way that helps my top lane, although I should have put it slightly higher up so it would see this entrance here. Because if the jungler comes through here, that ward won't see it, but if I put the ward here, it would see that entrance and give Adam some help. So now I want someone on my team, Philip, if you don't mind, to feed a kill. Just, like, turret dive him. Just go. Alright. So your solo lane is ultra noob, and they just fed a kill for no reason. Now what you have to do is what's called covering the lane, which is where you go in and you make sure that you get XP. There's more gold and more XP. I know, what a baddie. Why do we even play with him? There's more gold and there's more XP in the lane than there is in the jungle. So if you stay in the jungle and creep, you'll get less XP overall. You'll notice that I'm fairly immune to Tristana's harassment because I have a Wriggle. So as long as I don't stay in here too long and try to win the lane, then I can just keep here. The other thing that you'll notice that I'm not doing is pushing the lane. Because he's getting XP, there's no advantage to me pushing the lane. And if I did push the lane, it would set my solo lane further behind. Because not only would they have died, but they'd have lost a whole bunch of creeps that I killed and gotten the XP for. When a jungler comes in and pushes the solo lane, what happens is the solo gets further behind and then you continue to lose the lane. I should have left slightly earlier so that Philip will get solo XP for all those creeps, but that's it. That's the only thing. So now what we're going to do is Ben's low, so he's going to have to base. And Ethan has a ton of gold, I don't care if you do or not, and he's going to have to base. And what we're going to identify, so both of you base please, is that, Phil, don't cancel it, is that this is a really good time for us to dragon. So Nidalee, because she's a mobile champion, is gonna push out the lane, because you always push out the lane before you go dragon. Phil's gonna do likewise. I'll help just for the sake of expediency, but he probably wouldn't be doing this in a real game. We're pushing out the lane, and then we're all heading to the dragon. Nidalee's gonna come too because she's very mobile and can get here fairly quickly. Because we sent someone back, we now have a really good window of opportunity to get this dragon. And you always want to do it as a team. It should not just be a thing that the jungler does. Now I know that they're coming back, but I'm pretty sure that Mundo's going to go back top, so we can do this dragon fairly slowly. If Mundo wasn't going to go back top, then I can hit a health potion here to stay high health, but was instead coming, which we could get, for example, if I put a ward over here. Like if I saw Mundo there, then what I could do is burst down the dragon slightly faster by ulting it, for example. The other thing that we could do is abandon the dragon and move to hide in this brush and fight a team fight. But either way, because we had a local advantage in numbers, it was a really good time for us to dragon. And now we have another local advantage in numbers, because Mundo did go back top. We're going to be able, probably, to push down this turret. And if Tristana tries to stop us, we're going to push a wave up into the turret range, and then we're just going to tower dive her. So she won't be able to stop us properly as long as we don't tank her too much, because we'll put a wave in, so the turret will be hitting it, right? And this lets us get right up against the turret, so we can hit it, because we have a local numerical advantage. Tristana tries to stop us. She's able to flash out and get away, and I tower dive a little bit too hard there. But Mundo came in and saved the day. So that's fine. And that's what happens when you tower dive too far. But you see that if Mundo didn't come, then we could have parlayed that local advantage in numbers into achieving more team objectives. And what the jungler gives you is a way to ensure that you often have a local advantage in numbers, because the other team doesn't know where the jungler is, so they can't always be around to stop you if you show up suddenly. Ganks are exactly that. They're producing a local numerical advantage. Getting opponents' buffs is exactly that, also producing a local numerical advantage. And, since I mentioned opponents' buffs, we're going to disconnect from this game and talk about that. But first I'm just going to summarize what went into these ganks. So, the first thing that you need in a gank is for the other person to be vulnerable, like Tristana is here, too far forward so that I can get in behind her in a good gank passing. The second thing that you need for a successful gank is for your lane partner to start the gank, to start the fight. That lures them into fighting. If your lane partner is stronger enough than them that they won't start a fight, then you should just go to another lane, because your lane is already winning. Like in this lane, Mundo's currently dominating Nidalee. If Mundo goes forward, Nidalee has to run away. I don't need to be there. I can't gank the Nidalee. I can't kill her, because she's always so far back, but it doesn't matter, because Mundo's getting creeps and XP, and Nidalee's not. So why would I bother putting pressure on that lane? So what you need is for your lane to be either even or at a slight disadvantage, for the other person to overexpose herself, and finally for your lane partner to start the fight instead of you. And that's the basics of jungle ganking. Then you can parlay sending people back or killing them into achieving team objectives, like getting dragon. You shouldn't try to get dragon on your own unless the other team is singularly unaware. I think that's everything that I covered this time, so let's all quit out, and we'll load the last game. This is taking... this is a pretty long tutorial, so I'm glad y'all have made it this far. The other reason, incidentally, that Cloth 5 Pots is so good is that it builds into Razor. That's why Vampiric Scepter is the other really common jungle build, because it builds into a Wriggles Lantern. And getting an early Wriggles Lantern is critical on, if we look at our 9 junglers here, Nocturne 100% needs it, Lee Sin needs it, Trundle needs it, Udyr doesn't necessarily need it, Warwick doesn't necessarily need it, Xin Zhao needs it, Gangplank needs it, sorry I missed him, and Umumu and Fiddle don't need it. Alright, so I'm gonna start up another game. And this will be the last one, I promise. Invite everybody. So for this game, we're going to do counter jungling. So I want Ethan on the other team. Ethan's going to pick Nocturne and use the same path that I just demonstrated. Adam, sure. Adam's going to be on